Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the science of fitness testing. If you've ever found yourself wondering whether all that hard work you're putting in is really making a difference, well, you are in the right place. So let's just start with that big question, right? You show up, you put in the hours, you sweat, but are you actually getting fitter? Are you getting faster or stronger? How can you be sure? Well, that's exactly where fitness testing comes in. Before we get into all the different tests and protocols, the how, we really need to get a grip on the why. Understanding the purpose behind it all is, frankly, the foundation of any smart fitness plan. So think of it this way. Testing isn't some scary final exam. It's more like creating a roadmap for your own fitness journey. First, you need to know where you're starting from. That's your baseline data. Once you know that, you can design a training program that's actually effective for you. Then you can monitor your progress over time, which, let's be honest, is amazing for providing motivation and helping you set new, exciting goals. It's a powerful cycle. Okay, let's get into the building blocks. When we say fitness, what are we actually measuring? Because it's definitely not just one thing. It's a mix of a few really key components. First up, we've got aerobic endurance. You probably know this better as cardiovascular fitness, or maybe just stamina. This is all about how efficiently your heart and lungs can get oxygen to your muscles while you're exercising for a sustained period. And this image is the perfect illustration. For an athlete like a long-distance swimmer, aerobic endurance is everything. It's the engine that just keeps on going, powering them through the water long after most people would have run out of gas. Next up is muscular endurance. Now don't get this confused with pure raw strength. This is about repetition. It's how long your muscles can keep working against some kind of resistance before they start to fatigue. Think about rowing or cycling or banging out a high number of reps in the gym. And finally, we have speed. That's pretty straightforward, right? While endurance is all about how long, speed is purely about how fast. It's your ability to get from point A to point B, or just perform a movement in the absolute shortest amount of time. I mean, just look at this sprinter. For an athlete competing in something like the 100-meter dash, generating maximum speed is the be-all and end-all. This is a perfect snapshot of pure explosive power and action. Okay, so we've nailed down what we're measuring. Now for the really practical stuff. How do we do it properly? Let's kick things off with aerobic endurance. The Cooper test. This one's a classic for a very good reason. It's simple. You run or swim for 12 minutes, and the goal is to cover as much distance as you possibly can. The key here isn't to sprint and burn out, but to find the fastest pace you can consistently hold for that entire time. Now, the Harvard step test is a little bit different. See, it's not about distance, it's all about recovery. By measuring how quickly your heart rate comes back down after you stop exercising, you get a really powerful look into how efficient your cardiovascular system is. Basically, the faster you recover, the fitter you are. All right, time to switch gears. How do we put a number on the endurance of our muscles? This is where we start looking at tests that target specific areas, like the upper body and the core. The 1-minute press-up test. It's a fantastic, straightforward way to see where your upper body endurance is at. The most important thing here, though, is form. To make sure the results are valid and comparable, every single repetition has to be a full rep. And now for the core. The plank is what we call an isometric exercise. That just means your muscles are contracting, but they aren't actually moving or changing length. This test measures how long your core can keep your spine stable and straight. The second your form breaks, the test is over. It's a pure and simple measure of core endurance. Last but not least, let's talk speed. How do we get a really precise measurement of how fast you are over a short burst? The 30-meter sprint is all about measuring that raw acceleration and top-end speed. But notice the protocol here. It's crucial that you do 3 attempts and get a full 3-minute rest in between. That rest ensures that fatigue isn't playing a role, so you're truly recording your absolute best effort. Okay, we've covered the why, the what, and the how. So let's do a quick knowledge check and see what's sunk in. Ready? First question for you. Take a look at the options. Which of these is the odd one out? Which test is not suitable for measuring aerobic endurance? Is it A, B, C, or D? And if you said B, the timed plank test, you are absolutely correct. The plank is a brilliant test, but it's measuring the muscular endurance of your core, not your body's ability to use oxygen. All right, next one is a bit more thoughtful. This gets right to the heart of what makes a test a good test. Why is it so incredibly important to make sure your equipment is calibrated before you begin?
So here's the bottom line. It all comes down to accuracy and reliability. If your equipment isn't accurate, you're just getting junk data. Simple as that. But just as importantly, if it's not calibrated, your results aren't reliable. You won't know if the improvement you're seeing is real or if it's just an error in the measurement. Calibration is what makes tracking your progress over time truly meaningful.
And that just about wraps it up. We've gone through the components, the protocols, the principles. So the only question left is the one right there on the screen. Now that you have the science and the tools, how are you going to use them to unlock your own potential?